Like, should we charge them?
I am oddly blown away right now. We're sitting here at the drive-in. I got a laptop open, plugged in my microphone, plugged it into my cell phone, and I can't believe that it's working and we're doing this. It's blowing me away. And I got a cocktail too.
I know.
Oh,
that's wonderful. God. They don't serve alcohol at our drive-ins.
Oh, they don't serve it either. Yeah, we bring our own.
Let me get this. There's probably some sort of flask in the back of the car.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's fair enough. That's fair
enough. Ice in the chili bin, just crack it. It's done. See,
do you know one thing that we do on Christmas that I think is pretty unique just to us, because as I say, I dream of white Christmas. I miss having cold Christmases.
Well, okay, this time, sorry, I'll interrupt. Then fine. This morning, I'll turn the aircon on, okay?
No, please don't.
I'll knock it down as low as I can so you can wake up to see me being cold. And walk outside to get hit by the heat wave and pass out. How's that? Okay.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. But on Christmas morning, we actually
stand there until we throw ice at your head. Wake up! It's a nice Christmas.
Thank you, darling. I love you so much. On Christmas morning, I make hot chocolate.
Oh, sure.
So even though it's probably 100 degrees outside, we drink hot chocolate Christmas morning, and I make it with
waffles.
And my waffles, and I make my hot chocolate with real chocolate, not powdered.
Yum.
And we just coat it in whipped cream and chocolate and all sorts of fun things. It's really fantastic. And obviously waffles is a family tradition. We do that every year on Christmas morning. We make chocolate chip waffles with fresh fruit. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. All I didn't hear was the brandy that goes in the hot chocolate.
Well, I haven't got that far. I'm still perfecting my hot chocolate recipe.
Yep.
Then I'll add it.
Next step, add brandy. Perfect.
Yes.
Done. Yeah. we have to do it this year for you know.
Well, one of us has to drive this year, so one of us can have an alcoholic one and one can't.
Well, sure. I've already said that it'll be me. I'll be the sober one. So.
Yep. Fabulous. It's me then. Yes.
Yep. So basically, all that means is that the alcohol bill is going to be like cutting, like, you know,
a third,
3/3 kind of, like, it's going to be nothing because it takes a lot more to get me drunk than you. So you'll have like 2 glasses and be like, I love everybody, Christmas.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I'm a real lightweight because I don't really drink.
No.
Years of practice.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I put it down to. Yeah.
Yeah. In Australia on public holidays, our police force are out in full force. They're really, really stringent. There's a 0 alcohol tolerance over here for driving.
Yeah, we have the same thing here. There's it gets very aggressive, so that's why we always take car services wherever we go.
That's actually not a bad idea, and your cops are scary.
Yeah, they'll shoot you.
Yeah.
They will end you.
That's the one thing that I get tripped out about sometimes when we go back going over there because I'm naturally friendly. I'm naturally like, hey, how you doing, kind of thing. And I know I'd get the wrong guy the wrong day. He'd just be like, no, you don't talk like that. Okay.
Yeah, it just depends on where you are. You know, at Chicago, it's definitely, they're very aggressive about pretty much everything. But down south, like we were in New Orleans, they've lowered the crime rate in the French Quarter, and they've also got some of the most friendly police officers we have ever encountered.
Yeah,
I mean, truly, genuinely helpful people. Nice and effective. So we were out drinking. It was a Saturday morning, and they have open container laws there, so you can walk around in the street with alcohol. So we'd just come out of a bar, and they were shutting down a couple of the roads because there was going to be an event coming through. So they've got the barricades up, and a woman, an older lady, I think she was in her 70s or so, she was in her car, and her apartment was just right around the corner from where the street was closed off. And the police officer actually got out of his car, moved the barricade, and let her drive through. And it was the nicest thing we'd ever seen. I mean, in Chicago, they would have been like, well, you're going to be trapped for the next 2 hours. Sorry. But this guy went out of his way, helped her out. And then we approached him and we're like, wow, you know, that's really cool what you did. And he's like, hey, you know what? I'm a servant of the people. You know, I'm here to serve and protect. He goes, that's what I do. So somebody needs help. They need to, they need accommodations. I'm here to help them. And we were just blown away by that. We'd never seen any cop do anything like that. So it was very cool.
See, the thing about chilled out police is, like, we know as well, being Kiwis. Like, I've got a story where a mate of mine went to Queenstown, and there's pretty strict rule. You can be outside a pub with a drink, but you can't go walking. You know, it's got to be really much like you have to be standing here kind of thing. And he'd taken a couple of steps because he's an Australian over there, was like thinking, and this cop comes up, starts chatting to him, totally fine. He's like, hey bro, you know, sit over there, it's all kind of cool. Started talking to this cop anyway, and they're like talking about where they're from and all this kind of stuff. He goes, all right, well, you guys have a good night. I recommend that pub over there. You know, he's giving him recommendations on pubs. And they're sitting there chatting away, and he's like, you're nice and friendly. He goes, yeah, it's cool. And like after he says that, just as they're about to say goodbye, this guy runs past them, basically his undies yelling, you know, everything under the sun, running away. Him and this cop, him and the cop and the partner or whatever just look at each other and just go, well, I suppose we better go look into that one. All right, guys, have a good night. Checks up with this guy like, see ya.
I have to say, in the
Kiwi cops are so laid back. Eh?
They
like,
really are. Of all the countries I've been to, and I've introduced myself to the gendarme in Paris, and you know, I've been to
the what now?
The gendarme. That's the military police in France, and we were introduced to the army in bloody Bali, and
yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah,
that was scary.
Of all the different places I've been, the Kiwi police officers are definitely the most chilled out. Yeah. But we have low gun violence and stuff like that. So our cops don't even carry guns.
Yeah, they're in the car.
Right. Yeah. Don't they? They banned them there, didn't they?
Yeah. Assault rifles and all that stuff got banned. Yeah. So.
Yeah. They'll never do that here.
That's good. I was gonna say I wasn't even gonna touch that cat. As soon as I heard Bex going the way she was going, I'm like, let's stop now. Let's stop now.
I wasn't trying to cause any trouble. I wasn't.
Let's not do that right now.
But I was just saying, you know, we've seen some particularly scary stuff. You know, the Balinese police officers and military carry AK-47s.
We were stuck on the airplane for about 9 hours. 9 hours out of a 6.5-hour flight. You do the math on that one. And I got off wanting to have a cigarette. I don't smoke anymore, but I really wanted one. So I was getting antsy. I was like looking around, trying to, you know, all this kind of stuff. We landed in Bali, and the guy, our tour guide, comes up to us, gives us a big hug, and goes, "Welcome back. Hey, good to see you again." All this kind of like, "Hey, mate, cool. All right, cool. I'll go with this." You know, that kind of thing. We get outside and stuff, and I'm like, why did you say that? He goes, because there was a guy, the military cop was looking at you, following you around, because let's put it this way. You're a white guy. You're from Australia. Australia has drugs, and you look like you're cracked out on something. I mean, I just want a cigarette. He goes, that guy has a gun. He has an AK-47. He doesn't care if you're high on crack or you want a cigarette. Bullets get shot. He goes, and I went, well, in that case, then how much of a tip do you want?
Yeah. Wow. Holy cow.
Like, cigarettes were like $2. So I was like, I'll have a packet of 20 for $2. There you go. See it as. And
after the Bali bombings, they've really knuckled down. It's very scary. Just getting through airport security is pretty terrifying. But once you're out, it's not so bad.
Looking back on it now, I can see the whole scenario. At that point, I was like, where is a vending machine for a cigarette? I don't care. Looking back now, I can see the guy standing there just staring at me, like even taking a couple of steps towards me with his hand near the trigger of a AK.
So
I'm
scary.
Like, okay, I need to.
Oh, that's frightening. Wow. I don't even know what I'd do if somebody pointed a gun at me. I just freak.
He was in that motion of about to like go, should I walk up to this guy and say hello? You know, you could see it was like that close to. Could have been a different ending of the story until the guy came up and goes, "Hey, buddy, welcome. Just play along." I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, mate, how you doing?
That is awesome.
I have a friend who's no longer allowed to touch rifles because of that. She pointed a rifle at me, and I went, "Oh my god, that's it. You're out."
Why the what?
Pam.
Oh yeah, no, Pam's not. No.
Yeah, no, she wasn't trying.
I can see this part being cut from the.
She wasn't going to fire it at me, but she was looking through the sight. And she has absolutely no experience with guns, whereas I learned how to shoot I was 8 years old when I learned how to shoot a rifle.
Yeah, I was going to say that's poor form. I used to be a hunter with my dad, and you never do that.
No.
You point the gun at the thing you want to die, not your friend.
You point it.
That's the thing go boom now. That's no.
Well, see, a friend of ours had just bought this new hunting rifle, and he was showing it to us. And she went, "Oh, can I hold it? Can I have a look through it?" Thankfully, it wasn't loaded. But, I mean, as a hunter, you know that even a gun with nothing in it can still be dangerous.
Exactly. Yeah. There's an etiquette and a skill involved, and you do not do that.
Absolutely. And she was looking through the sight, and then she like pointed at me. I went, oh! I dropped to the ground. He took the rifle off her, and I'm like, oh, never again. Yep. Never again.
Let's all go to Pam's house and pummel her.
Right, we're dead. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it wasn't until about an hour later, after I'd explained to her what she did wrong, that she went, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to think about killing you or anything, but you know.
It was like a video game. It just looks so real. It's because it is real, you idiot.
Yes, exactly right.
It's a reload button. Yeah, no.
Oh my gosh, no, terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
No. You guys are talking about travel, and that's one country that we've always wanted to go to is Australia, and we haven't been there yet. No, but we're getting very close though, and when is it? In April, we're going to Fiji, which isn't that close, but
it's still not that far away. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's close-ish.
It's not going from Chicago to New Orleans. It's Florida.
You call it NOLA, yeah.
Sorry, look, I want to say it's New Orleans because it's like the
but you
Kiwi
guys
way
call
of
it
saying
New
it.
Orleans.
But yeah,
New Orleans, yeah.
It's in a different way. It's like
it's
thrown me because I'm just like, is it potato?
I think it depends on where you're from because we look at say you guys say Arkansas, but we look at it and we're like, wasn't that Arkansas?
It looks like Arkansas. I don't know how you
get exactly. It's very much a regional thing. Yeah. It's some people call it New Orleans and we call it New Orleans.
Yeah, I always got told that if you can't, you just go "oh" at the end of it, so it's like New Orleans, and then you just trail off.
Yeah,
everyone goes, "Yep, you're saying it right." That's the one.
Like the way you say Arizona.
How do you say Arizona?
If I'm tired or get annoyed because I call it Arizona because it looks like an AR and I go air and yeah, it's the southerner in me because I have to roll my R's, so it's like Arizona.
Freaking southern New Zealander.
Yeah, you guys claim you got the dirty South. No, we're the dirty South, like far South. I always thought that if I ever became a rapper, that could be like my like catchphrase thing.
Well, coming from the country of sheep shaggers.
Well, no, not that too, but I mean more the the dirty South, and they're like, oh, you from like Texas or no, keep going further south, like New Zealand, all the way down the bottom. Yeah.
Brazil, too far.
Yeah. Up a little to the left. Yeah, there it is. Yep.
Got a New Zealand. Oh, what do they call us? New Zealand over here.
New
Zealand. And Australia, they just say Australia.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I've heard that.
We have friends that live out in Australia with the McClimates, yeah, and they're a singing act out there. What is your version of the Grammys?
The Arias.
Arias.
Yeah, the Arias. That's it. Yeah, they're winning those out there like all the time.
Oh.
Do you ever hear of them? They're called the McClimates.
No, but we'll have a look now.
The name sounds familiar, but it's not like
they're country.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's played a couple of times on the. Like clicked on.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, they're super cool, but we keep saying that we're going to go out there and visit them, and we just haven't done it yet.
Where are they based?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. They're not. I think it is Sydney. I think they're based out of Sydney. Yes.
I think if you want to be anybody in that sort of industry, you want to be in Sydney. Yeah. See, we're in Brisbane, so we're about a 12-hour drive away from them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Or that's a 2-hour flight. It's like, that'll do. Yep.
I want to drive, though. I like the drive.
Yeah.
A 12-hour drive, that'll take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
It does, but you get to sightsee a bit more. You can stop and see things like...
you can sightsee from a plane as well. It's just
but you can't stop
you look down,
it's just a lot faster. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. You can see things you can't see from the floor. It's great.
Oh, my gosh.
We drive from Chicago to Nashville, and it's like about 8.5 hours.
Yeah.
And we think that that's a long drive. I couldn't imagine doing 12. I think I might, take the car off the road.
Yeah, well, we come from New Zealand where Wellington to Auckland is 8 hours. Well, sorry, legally it's about 9. We've done it in 7. But you can do that kind of thing, and like you go from the bottom part of the North Island to pretty much almost the top of the North